Dr. OJ, visionary, extraordinary. That burning like giving joy to the helpless. With it and bringing life to the dream. That's all we are rooted and savvy. And she's so, yeah, transforming one life at a time. The best voice that you Dr. OJ, keep on speaking for us. You're the voice you want to hear.
My name is Dr. Ohikosola Jinadu. I'm a beauty professional, med spa operator, franchise owner, and director of education at HD Pro Global Beauty Institute and Body Med Spa. As a mother of 3 boys and immigrant business owner, it is important for me to have a steady and sustainable source of income that transcends economic, government, or public health uncertainties and instability like the global pandemic we are still recovering from. That is why HD Pro Global has created multiple systems that allows my team and I to train, educate, certify, and establish independent med spa operators like us all over the globe. For more information, check out our website to attend a free webinar to get started on your path to continuous success, no matter what is going on in your part of the world. I cannot wait to meet you. Thank you. I cannot wait to meet you because guess what? I'm here and you are here. All of you are here. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. Everyone is here. YouTube, you guys are here. Everyone is here. It's another Wednesday evening and I am super excited for you guys. Thank you everyone on TikTok, everyone following. I see some people jumping in and following the host. That is amazing. You guys are awesome. I love you guys, my TikTokers. Facebook and Instagram, Miss C 2020, Shiram Boutique. How are you, my darling? Thank you guys for joining me, for the love and the support. Always, always, always. Like I told you guys last week, we are back. We are better. We are doing things a little differently. We took a little break, but guess what? Coming back in the month of October was just the best time for us to jump right in and to get back with the work that we're called to do, which is use our voice to serve our community, our world, to bring hope, to bring love, to bring peace and joy and light and all good things that come with it. Talking about voices, you know, it's funny how I used to think my voice sounded differently until somebody told me that your voice actually sounds different from what you hear. So what people hear about you or what you're hearing from your voice is different. And the reason I'm talking about voices tonight is because somebody actually just really tried to insult my voice. And it's so funny because when you're in media, everything in your life turns into material. And I use every single experience as a teachable and a learning moment for everything that I do. So we're talking about stuff and I'm trying to talk because God blessed me. And I say God blessed me because this voice has been a huge blessing. It has gotten me into places that even I could never imagine. It has gotten me paid in ways that I could never have imagined. So I am grateful for my voice. But did you guys know that there was a time when I used to not like my voice? I felt it was just like, and it really is, and it really is. Thank you, Shiram Boutique. But I had to spend time over the years, and I'm talking about, okay, now y'all know my age, right? 41 years of living. Yes, I had to spend time to embrace, get to appreciate, and be grateful for my voice, because I realized over time that yes, I might not have liked how it sounded, because it didn't sound like every other person that I knew that was trying to get into media. I was trying to do television, I'm trying to do all of these things, radio. I remember then, before I left Nigeria, I got offered a position at this radio station. I don't know if you grew up in Nigeria, Rhythm or something like that. I don't know if they're still called Rhythm, but it was one of the really popping hip hop, like young folk radio station. And I got offered a position to be a radio presenter. And I was like, me, with this, my voice like this, what do you think I'm going to do? Like, make a fool of myself? Guess what I did? I turned it down. That was years ago. I really did not understand the gift of God upon my life. And I say this to say, because sometimes when people look at you, when they don't appreciate what God has given you, but do you also not have to appreciate what God has given you? You know, people, sometimes I try to talk, and people are like, why are you yelling? No, I'm not yelling. My voice is just naturally high pitched, high tone. And over time, I work at, trying to level it down, trying to come with the what do they call it? Just having that monotone thing. But I can't do it, because when I get excited, you can tell. When I'm upset, you can tell. When I'm just whatever, you can always tell. I am extremely expressive when it comes to my voice. And I am so grateful that I've had the privilege to use this voice over the years, after I came to the realization that God gave me my voice for a reason, and I have a message to the world, and I have something that I carry within me that has to be transferred through my voice. So I teach. I used to teach. I still teach. I educate. I'm a public speaker. I speak with a lot of passion. I entertain. I host events. I MC events. I do all kinds of things. Every single thing that I get to do professionally, every single thing that I get to do comes from my voice. So on this day today, literally today, when someone says, your voice is so annoying, and I'm like, interesting that you would say that, because this is the same voice that has gotten me this far. This is the same voice that has opened up the doors, all of the doors that I've had to walk through, just because of this voice. This is the same voice that people pay me, like literally pay me money to say, come talk, come speak, come host, come do whatever. Come teach me, educate me, train me. This is the same voice. So rather than get offended like I would have in the past, like, what do you mean? Why are you talking about my voice? I just calmly smiled and said, that was not necessary. You didn't have to insult my voice for you to make your point. You didn't have to derogate my gifts for you to make your point. But I say all of this to summarize, to say, as I open up the show today, because I have a full show for you. And today's show is going to be very educational. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be inspirational, motivational. But let us start with this. Whatever gift you carry, whatever it is that God has given to you, for you to bless the world around you, it doesn't matter who believes in it. It doesn't matter who appreciates it. There are so many great men and women who are doing amazing things in the world, and other people have tried to tear them down with the gifts that they carry. Other people have tried to pull them down, like Steve Harvey talked about it. When his teacher, his sixth grade teacher, who he still buys a television for every single year. I wonder when he's going to stop sending her a TV, though. I'm sure she has like so many TVs by now. But he sends her a TV every single year to remind her, to say, look, I am the same little boy. You told me I did not have a business dreaming about being on TV. I didn't have a business imagining that my life could count for so much more. And look at me now. I made it. I didn't just make it on TV. I made it on radio. I'm on the internet. I'm every single place you can turn to watch whatever it is you want to watch. And that is just a proof. And just not just him. Look at Oprah Winfrey. They told her she wasn't good enough to be an anchor or whatever. And then she became the greatest, one of the greatest all-time talk show hosts. Oh my goodness, I can go on and on and on about people, great people just like me, who have been derogated, who have been insulted, who have been put down with their gifts. But I want to tell you this, if that has ever happened to you, or if it ever happens to you, you know what you need to do? You need to just calm yourself down, take a deep breath, like I have learned to do, because the old the old Dr. OJ would not have done that. I would have gone all like, "What do you mean, Baba?" I was like, that was not necessary. Why do you have to insult my voice? This is the voice that I have. It's not. It's like I have been recognized at an airport, like an international airport. I was traveling to another country, and somebody turned and said, "Dr. O," and I'm like, what the hell? Of all places in the world, how will somebody just randomly pick me out of a crowd? But guess how they did that? My voice. She said, I heard that voice and I know that voice so well. And I'm like, where do you know that voice from, please? She said, from social media. And I'm like, what? My voice. It stood out in another country. And somebody was able to say, Dr. O, that's you. And I'm like, yes. She said, I recognize your voice. So imagine the impact that my voice has made. Do you think it would offend me if somebody told me my voice was annoying to them? Or if somebody looked at me and said my voice made them feel some type of way, or they didn't like the way my voice sounded? Well, that's okay, because I am so grateful for the impact that this voice is making. And I am even more grateful that this voice is going to do so much more. It's going to take me so much farther beyond what eyes can see, what ears, what minds can even fathom. And that is the same thing for you. Your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts will open doors for you. As long as you believe, it doesn't matter what anybody else does not believe about you or what anybody else has to say about you. The only thing that matters is what you have to say about yourself, is what you believe about yourself. So somebody else might feel this high-pitched tone, weird Dr. OJ signature voice, because my voice is signature, like literally people all over the place. They'd stop me and just call me by my name. I don't know them. So many experiences that I've had, the privilege to be honored, to be recognized, to be picked out of a crowd, to be appreciated, just because they recognized my voice. Do you know how hard it is for your voice to stand out in the crowd? Think about a Whitney Houston. Think about an Oprah. Think about, who else do we hear? Think about a Steve Harvey, all these people that I've already kind of mentioned. Think about great people in the world. Their voices are never mistaken because they are one of a voice. I love my voice, guys. And I hope that you love your gifts. Whatever your gifts are, whatever God has given to you, whatever that is for you, you need to begin to recognize it. You need to begin to harness it. That means you develop it, and you need to begin to use it. Use it to be a blessing. Don't use it to be a troublemaker. Don't use it for the things that the world will not appreciate, but use it for value. Use it so that God will be proud of you, so that no matter what anybody else has to say, your gifts will always make room for you. That's it. That's it. I'm excited because out of an insult that I received literally this evening, coming on the show, I'm like, you didn't have to say that. I have a difference of opinion with you, but you don't have to insult my voice saying, oh, your voice is so annoying. Why are you talking like that? I'm like, I'm just telling you my point of view, and I'm still going to state it. I'm going to tell it to you, but you don't have to insult my gifts. But if you do choose to insult my gifts, it's okay. It just shows that my gifts is doing what it's supposed to do. It is really standing out, and it is shining like a beacon at the mountaintop. So guys, go out there for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, shine bright like the sun that you are. Shine like the beacon that you are. Use your gifts to bless the world around you. All right, I'm excited. I'm excited. Did that move here? What? Did that land? Did that land? Did it land? Did it land or what? Yes, it did. And God is so good, because what the enemy meant for evil, what the enemy means for evil, a rock of offense that was thrown at me to make me feel out of sorts, to throw me off my game before coming on my live show. See how God turned it around. Turned it around, turned it around as a message to encourage you, to inspire you, to keep using your gifts to keep using your gifts to make a difference in the world. All right, thank you guys so much for everything. I really appreciate everybody coming on here. All right, so tonight's message is really going to be so exciting. Tonight's episode, I have a guest with me in the studio. But before I bring my guest in, I just want to talk about the month of October. We are in the month of October. October is two things for me. Like I said, it is a pink ribbon month and it is a purple ribbon month. Purple ribbon means hope. It means fighting for those who are not able to fight for themselves. It means being the voice of reason for those who are not able to speak for themselves. On the platform called domestic violence. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Shampoo. Thank you. Thank you. It means that to me. It also means hope for women and men. You guys don't know, but yes, men and women fighting breast cancer. Breast cancer awareness is huge. I know everybody knows about it. Yes, the pink ribbon, right? But did you guys know that there is another type of fight that we need to fight for breast cancer? And that is the fight that we need to fight for women of color who are not getting the right treatments for breast cancer. And that is the group that I've partnered with for the month of October. And we are raising awareness to breast cancer. We have an event coming up October 22nd. And I would love to invite you guys. Please come through in Duncanville. The information, I'm going to put up the flyer. Come through in Duncanville and join us October 22nd. And let us raise some money for Touch. This organization is raising awareness and raising funds to help push up clinical research that allows more treatment options to be created specifically for women of color. So that is what we're doing in the month of October. It's all about the purple and the pink ribbon. But we're going to give the pink ribbon a priority this month. And that is why my guest is going to be coming to the studio right now. And we're going to be talking about what it is that we're doing regarding this particular thing called breast cancer awareness, clinical research, because this lady is called the clinical trials lady. I didn't even know there was such a title until I met Bridget, and she's the clinical trials lady, and she's going to be telling us a lot of amazing facts, data. If you're not into numbers, well, I won't say switch off, but I would say listen, because this is a good time for you to learn some hard facts about cancer research and how it affects you. If you are my color, if you are brown skin, if you are Latina, if you are Asian, just let's talk about it. What about this, Miss Bridget? Welcome to Dr. OJ Speaks Show. This is Wednesday Live with Dr. OJ, the Med Spa professor.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I was just listening to your, words of inspiration before, and it's just amazing. I mean, we really do have to use our voice, and this is no different. As you were saying, I go by the name the Clinical Trials Lady, and that's because I'm really passionate about clinical research. It's also known as clinical trials. And it really just is the way that new medicines are created, right? So if you go into Kroger's or if you go into HEB, look around on the shelves. Any of the medications that you see there, they had to go through a clinical trial. It's basically testing it on people to see how safe it is and whether or not it's actually going to work. So that's pretty much just kind of an overview. And I'm really excited to be here tonight because, as you mentioned, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there's a lot still to be discovered in terms of women of color when it comes to this really, terrible disease.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great. And for me, until I met you, I did not know there was a distinction, right? I thought like breast cancer is breast cancer. Everybody gets treated. Everybody has probably go through like chemotherapy or have surgery. Like maybe they have a single mastectomy or double mastectomy and stuff like that. That was all I knew about breast cancer, right? Now learning from you,
Right.
I'm like, wow, there's a whole new world out there that we're not aware of. And that's why I'm like, this is important work that we need to get behind. So tell us, what has been your experience and why did you decide to develop the Pretty in Pink platform and partner with Touch? And what has what's been the progress of the work that you guys have done so far?
Yeah. Well, so I mean, just like you were saying, I'm pretty sure that everybody by now has heard of breast cancer and knows, must know somebody who it's impacted. But a lot of times what we don't realize is even just, in any multitude of diseases in this country, if it impacts, white people a certain way, it always hits communities of, color, Black people, brown people that much harder. I mean, we all saw that with COVID. And so with breast cancer, doctors are not exactly sure why, but Black women have a 3 times more higher rate of being diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, which is a really, really aggressive and difficult to treat form of breast cancer. And in addition to that, just any types of breast cancer, Black women, for whatever reason, are getting diagnosed later, which means, of course, the later that you find out that you have cancer, the harder it is to treat. It's always better to find it out earlier, and so that could be due to a number of reasons, maybe not having access to, the right doctors, maybe having a lot of other things going on in their lives to where, even prioritizing our own health, we're women, we're mothers, we're, caretakers, we're daughters, we're sisters, we're doing all of these things. Maybe, you put yourself on the back burner and you don't even realize if you're not doing your monthly breast self exams and not realizing that there might be a problem, so it's so important to get that early detection. But so the later that the cancer is discovered, the worse your outcomes are going to be. But then also having, being more likely to have that higher aggressive form of cancer also leads to it. So, we're seeing a lot of, Black women that just, have much worse outcomes. They're 41% more likely to die of breast cancer than white women. And over a 5-year span after being diagnosed with breast cancer, they're 4 times more likely, to die from the disease, even with treatment, than, their white counterparts.
Wow. So if you said the numbers for Black women are 41%, do you mind sharing the numbers for our Caucasian counterparts so people can understand what the gap is? Because we need to know, we need to put it in perspective. Because if it's 41% and maybe Caucasians are like 39%, you're like, oh, not so bad. It's still like a good ratio.
Well, no, so exactly right. Yeah, so Black women are 41% more likely to die. So that's, if they say that white women have, a 50%, chance of survival from the disease, then Black women's chances are even, less than half of that. So, it's not a, situation where we're trying to say that, oh, we don't want somebody else to have that health and have that great outcome. But, why isn't it measuring up for us? And so in order to be able to figure out, first of all, figure out what is the reason, what is the difference,
Yes.
scientists really have to be able to look at the biology of a Black woman. I mean, yes, skin color is just, one of the things that separates us. But, even going back, I mean, you and I are both, from Nigeria and, culture, Nigerian heritage, we have different ancestry from, different races, different cultural practices, eat different foods, different lifestyles. All of these
Yes.
different things can have an impact on the body in ways that, might be surprising. But even on just a simple level, let's say, for example, if you have, your child has a headache and you want to give them some Tylenol, won't you give them children's Tylenol? You won't just give them regular adult Tylenol. And the reason is because scientists have done studies and they show that it's not the same. They're not just little people. Their bodies, clear the drug out of their system differently. Their body uses the drug differently. It's different between men and women. Some treatments that work fine for men won't always work well for women. And so we're finding out more and more that there are also differences between people that have different ancestral backgrounds and different cultural backgrounds. That's why it's so important that Black women are a part of the testing when they're trying to see if medicine is going to work. Because if we're not there to be tested, then a medicine comes out and we're like, yes, this cures breast cancer. Well, the Black woman comes for that treatment and we're trying to figure out why it's not working as well on her. And it's a really big problem. And Touch, the Black Breast Cancer Alliance, is the national nonprofit that has really been doing a lot of fundraising and a lot of awareness in those areas so that we can actually get the answers and prolong our lives,
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, what are some of the gaps that how are we going to fill the gap? So, if the Black Breast Cancer Alliance has been doing some work in raising awareness or doing have they been doing clinical research, or have they just been raising awareness to say, guys, listen, you need to do more for Black people? Or is there a program already going whereby they're trying to fund it in order to give a better chance for Black women to survive and live through cancer? What's the dynamics of the Black Alliance?
You're exactly right. So what Touch does, and Touch was co-founded by Ricky Fairley. So she's breast cancer survivor, that literally was told that, we have no other treatments for you, you're going to die. At the time, she had like a teenage daughter, but she entered into a clinical trial. And then from there, she just was healed and has been like the biggest supporter. And so what Touch does is they partner with pharmaceutical companies. So like with the clinical trials industry, they partner with academic institutions, and then they also partner with a whole variety of community organizations to spread that message so that people actually really do realize that there is a difference between Black breast cancer and other races' breast cancer. And it's not something that even a lot of medical people are really even aware of, that there's a difference. They've done studies where they show that doctors sometimes feel like, that Black people don't even feel pain the same way that, or they feel that Black people don't feel as much pain as others do when they're hurt. So there's even this kind of misconception among medical professionals themselves. So it takes a whole lot of education and outreach and awareness, and all of that takes, funds, of course, which is one of the reasons why with Pretty in Pink for a Purpose, we're donating, proceeds from that event to Touch, so that Ricky can go, all far and wide and spread that message, try to get survival, for women like ourselves. And they're really doing a lot of wonderful things. And it's something that every Tuesday on Facebook, they have a live where you can kind of go and hear different topics concerning cancer, educate yourself about it more, find out about how diet impacts breast cancer risk, find out about how family, heredity, traits are passed on. But really a lot of these cancers really, especially the aggressive ones, just come out of nowhere. And, we really don't know the reason why. So just getting to figure out, what are some more of these causes and really how we can save lives is really what that organization is all about.
Okay, yeah, so that's wonderful. I just put up the flyer for Pretty in Pink for a Purpose. And, we're just doing this in a way that we can cater to the people who attend the event. And it's a collaboration with Yinka, the Pink Lady, HD Pro Global, and your organization, of course, to benefit Touch, the Black Breast Cancer Alliance. So that's wonderful. It's October 22nd, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And it's going to be at 111 South Cedar Ridge Drive, Suite 114, Duncanville, Texas 75116. Once again, the address is 111 South Cedar Ridge Drive, Suite 114, Duncanville, Texas 75116. And it's October 22nd. All right. So that's amazing. So tell us, like, how many years have you been doing this as the clinical trials lady? And what got you into this space? Did you just randomly stumble on it? Or did you just feel like this is something you wanted to do?
Well, it's funny that you say that because no, I really, went to college and, I knew that I wanted to be in the medical field. I didn't know exactly like what kind of area that I wanted to be in, but, I said that really God led me to, once I graduated college, I moved to Houston. And really one of the very first job interviews I got, I ended up working for a doctor, but he was also a researcher, like a research scientist. And we were working with cancer patients, and I never even knew that such a thing as research existed. And that's really kind of still what happens a lot in the industry. People kind of just stumble into it. I like to say I was blessed, to kind of, land in that area. And, I just started working, initially with cancer patients, but, kind of moving up through the industry. And, as I was doing that, I really started to notice that, why am I not seeing many people, kind of like myself that are able to even, access these treatments? Because especially with cancer research, it's a situation where your regular doctor has already told you there's nothing we can do for you. So, you go home, get your stuff in order.
Hold up, Bridget. Did you say access these treatments? So they do exist and people just don't know that they can access them?
Well, so when it comes to clinical trials, there's just a lot of different barriers. So they may not be available in every community. Sometimes you really have to go to like a place like Houston, a big city that has a big, research presence. So if you live in a small town somewhere, you're probably your small hometown doctor is really not going to know. If you're just going to a regular, oncologist, which is a cancer doctor, they may not know the latest treatments. They just, treat you with the normal things that they have available. But if you want to be a part of, you may have to move somewhere, for a while, be away from your family. So sometimes people don't want you, but some people just don't really know about them. And really, if you look at all of the clinical trials that take place, only about 4% of the people in clinical trials are Black people. The rest, 96%, again, white people. And so we can ask, why is that? Is it because they have more access to the information? Did they have, just more ability to find that information? Or maybe is it just that, Black people don't really know that this is an option? And so for somebody like me that was working in the field, I felt very moved to like, no, this isn't right. We need to, figure out a way to do something about this.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Clinical Trials lady. So, beyond advocating for Black women who have breast cancer and getting, more eyes, ears, and minds on knowing that there are clinical trials that could really help save the lives of Black women and close the gap from the 41% and the 50% to give us a better fighting chance. Anyway, what else do you engage in?
Well, so it's funny that you asked that. So I actually, I'm a working clinical research professional, have been for the last 20 years. But about 3 years ago, this month, actually, I founded a company called Hypothesis Haven. And we actually are an after school program, health science leadership program, summer camps that we actually teach young children about the medical research industry. And so, like I was saying before, children, they can't be what they can't see, right? So if you're not even
Yes.
aware that a certain path is available for you, and I know that you can really speak to this, you wouldn't even think to do that. I mean, people when I mean, I have a 7-year-old, in addition to my older kids, but when my kids are very little, we're always like, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be?
Mhm.
They want to be an
A
astronaut, a
doctor, a
Spider-Man, a
lawyer.
superhero, whatever. Exactly. But if nobody ever told you that it was possible to be a scientist that finds cures for people that save people's lives, that's not even something
Mhm.
that a little kid is thinking. So our health science leadership program primarily targets elementary school children between 5 and 12. We come into the
Nice.
schools, we come churches, community centers, and we basically have fun hands-on sessions that teach them about, how doctors discover, treat, and cure diseases. So that's something I'm also really passionate about, to kind of start them early and move through that pipeline, as well as, raising awareness just among people in general about what a clinical trial is.
That is wonderful. I mean, great applause to you. You're doing amazing work. I really just appreciate the fact
Thank
that,
you.
first of all, you're in science, you're in research, you're where it's happening, finding the solutions that the world needs. And that's what God created us for, to use our gifts to serve humanity, not just by profiting from humanity, but creating actual
Right.
solutions that we need. So, big ups to you, sis. I really appreciate it. Once again, guys, if you are in the Dallas area on the 22nd of October, we're having the Pretty in Pink event in Duncanville, Texas. And it's an amazing event for you to come out, support breast cancer awareness, but also help us raise money for Touch. Touch is raising money. Thank you so much. Someone on
Thank
Instagram
you.
is like, very inspiring, informative. Yes, that's what we like to do. Thank you for acknowledging that, Miss Sherm. I appreciate you. So please come through, and like I said, the address is on there. I'm gonna keep posting the flyers on my Instagram, on my page, and on my stories. So please come out and support. Invite someone or tell someone about it. Or make a donation. Make a donation. There is a chance
Yep.
for you to donate. Even if you're not able to come, if you want to find out how to donate, please reach out to me. The flyer has the information. Make a donation to the cause. This is a worthy cause. And trust me, sometimes we look at it like, well, I've never had breast cancer. I don't know anybody. Where are you? Are you at work, Bridget?
Where am I at?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, because there's a lot of noise in the background. That's why.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not at work, but I'm in the lobby here. But yeah, but I mean, I
Okay,
did
okay.
want to thank you, though. I really appreciate you actually, extending your space and supporting this great effort.
Oh no, it's a no-brainer for me. Yes, ma'am. I will share the flyer, and someone is asking me to share the flyer. We'll share the flyer. So yes, thank you so much, Miss Bridget. I really appreciate you coming on
Thank
the
you.
show. So how is it? Do you do media often? Do you do this? Are you comfortable in front of the
Been
camera?
doing a bit, yeah. This is kind of fun, actually. I've been doing a bit more speaking, just really trying to share that and really just make my God-given impact. So, I mean, like I said, I was
Yes.
so inspired when you were speaking earlier because, we are given a voice, and when something is placed on your heart to do, sometimes it can feel nerve-wracking, but it's like, no, this is what I was put here to do. And so I really appreciate this opportunity to share kind of like my vision and my impact, in the way that I'm trying to make a difference in this area. So I really am inspired by you, and I appreciate this opportunity.
Ah, thank you, sis. I mean, we inspire each other, we support each other, and that's what we're here to do. So
Definitely.
that's what life is all about. But thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on
Thank
the
you.
22nd. And we're
Yep,
gonna have an amazing
definitely.
event. Lots of pictures and videos. Y'all gonna see it. So you don't want to miss it because it's gonna be pretty in pink.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
thank
bye
you.
bye.
Thank you, Bridget. Have a good one, okay? All right, guys, that's been my interview with Miss Bridget, the clinical trials lady. Go follow her page on Instagram. It's Clinical Trials Lady. Clinical, CLINICALTRIALS, lady. Yes, that's who she is, Bridget. She is the Clinical Trials Lady. Okay. All right, guys, don't forget Pretty in Pink, October 22nd, and we're going to be bringing that event to you. It's all about breast cancer and domestic violence awareness. So let me get you guys caught up what we did this week. What did I do this week? Yes, I attended the mayor's domestic violence awareness luncheon. Yes, the mayor of Dallas, Mayor Curtis, amazing individual. So far, so good. Nothing but great things coming from his office since he took that position. He's made domestic violence a priority for him. He's made priority that he created so many different groups to really help address key solutions to end this problem. And they're making a lot of great strides. And I was so excited to be a community advocate, sitting in the room, listening and hearing all of the amazing things that are being done to help us in Dallas, DFW, and domestic violence and have a better response that allows us to reduce the incidence of domestic violence. I mean, this mayor is everything, but I mean, he's extremely proactive. I mean, he got into office and he immediately instituted the need for us to introduce education about domestic violence into the schools. That's something that Honey Drops Foundation had been talking about since we started anyway. But this year, for the first time, super excited to announce that we were actually included in the annual report for the Domestic Violence Advisory Council. We used to be the task force, but he felt like task force was not really good enough. So he made us an advisory council. That gives us a permanent position within the city's offices, within the cabinet, to be participating in the solutions and to be participating in all of the advocacy and the support that's been given to the community. So those are amazing things. I don't know if that means anything to you, but guys, listen, domestic violence is a very serious issue. And the numbers for domestic violence have actually gone up since the pandemic. Yes, the pandemic has come and gone, but the numbers went up so high, and now bringing them down is our priority. Each one teach one. It's not just the mayor's job. It's not just the chief of police. It's not just the councilmen and the councilwomen. It's not just community advocates like myself and so many other wonderful organizations. It's everybody's job to be on the lookout. Now we've added human trafficking to the mix, because now not only is domestic violence an issue, human trafficking is a big deal. So guys, everyone be vigilant. Learn about what's happening in your community, learn about what's happening in your environment, but most importantly, keep yourself informed. I'm not saying focus on the bad news. I don't watch the news anyways, but I stay aware of the social issues that not only impacts my neighbors, my family, my friends, and the people that I know, but something that could easily affect me, myself, and my family. So that's why I fight the fight that I fight. That's why I get in front of these issues. That's why I use my voice, yes, my voice, to advocate for youth and families to live beyond domestic violence. That's why I established so many programs within my nonprofit, bringing in so many amazing professionals to join me, partnering with different cities, partnering with school districts, and doing as much as we can, no matter how little. Contributing to solutions in the community is always the way to go. So each one, teach one, spread the message, spread the love. Remember, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So if you do nothing this month, share something on your social media to raise awareness. October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you do nothing this month, find an organization like Touch. Did I say Touch? To donate to. Yes, donate, support the cause, support what people are doing. And that's how we add our contribution to solutions. All right. That's it for me tonight, guys. It's been an amazing night. Don't forget what I told you at the beginning of the show. Never, ever, ever, ever undermine. Never, ever, ever undercut. Never, ever, ever underestimate the power of the gift that you carry. Every gift has value. Every voice has value. Everyone has something critical to contribute to humanity. So don't ever think that you are not important. Don't ever think that your role in society is insignificant. Don't ever think that you're too little or you're too something or whatever to be a part of the solution in the world that we're living in. Everyone has value to add. So wake up every day, adding value to the world around you and just being your best and highest self. That's how you show up with your game face, in case you didn't know, because that's how I show up with my game face always. All right, guys, it's been an amazing evening with Dr. OJ, the Med Spa professor. We are rounding up tonight's show with another ad from our sponsors, and then we're going to call it a night. Let's hear from our sponsors, HD Pro Global. Hey, Mr.
Are you living the life you dream of daily? Are you expressing your creativity while earning a 5 to 6 figure income annually? Do you enjoy helping others reach their goals? What would you give for the opportunity to be part of a $500 billion industry that not only meets all these needs, but offers an ever-growing and profitable lifelong career plan? If you answered yes to all of these questions, then you are the right fit for HD Pro Global Beauty Institute. We offer 3 online self-paced training and certification courses, 9 in-person training with starter kit options for each module, 5 training manuals developed and curated for the lifelong learner. In addition, our mentoring and franchise program is available to get you started with our business in a box package. Register online at www.hdproglobal.com, or you can call or text 1-469-420-0246 for more information and inquiries. The HD Pro Global team is ready to help you master the art of transforming bodies and physical appearance in 90 days or less.
That's about it. Yes, that's it from us. It's a wrap, guys, and I will see you back here next week, Wednesday. Don't forget to go to my YouTube page, subscribe to the YouTube, follow me on all social media platforms, and let's get connected. And hopefully, I will see you. Well, not hopefully, but God willing, I will see you back here next Wednesday for another Wednesday Live with Dr. OJ, the Med Spa professor. Bye, guys.
Oh no, she's old, yeah. So many of us got what to say, but we don't have the means, but we can listen, yeah. Things that we sharpen our vision, yeah. Oh yeah. Negativity getting out of the way. By listening to us that we bring life, yeah. Plus it's like the voice of an angel, yeah. Dr. OJ, visionary, extraordinary. That burning like it.